In this short video, we are going to see why we should format our data as a table in Excel and what are the different benefits it offers. So if you see here, I have a products data and it is not formatted as a table. How can you see it is not formatted as a table? If you don't see here the table in the menu, it means that it is not a table. So let me copy this data just to I'll make a copy here and I'll format the same as a table now. So let's call it products table. So to format is as a table, the shortcut is Control T, and it has headers. So you will choose that and you will get to convert it into a table. Now you can name your data. Let me call it product table, products table. And what are the benefits now? See, we are able to see that the filters have already come. The data is nicely formatted. If I scroll down, I see what this data represents. I have not frozen any row, but still I'm able to see that this is product key and this is color. This column is color. Okay, so those details have come here automatically. One of the very big benefit is the named ranges. So before we go to named ranges, let's see what is the meaning of a range. So range. So let me take some data again from here. Let me take this much data. I place it here. So we can define a group of cells as a range. So let me say that I have to call it cost. So what I have to do, select the group of cells and name it. I can go here. I'm here and I'm calling it SC. Okay, so SC became my named cell. So this is basically now named as a SC. So if I do sum and I can say SC. Okay, so it has selected the whole range and I don't have to. So for example, in this case, if I have to convert or I have to get the sum, so how I will do is basically I'll say sum and I will be selecting the appropriate cells and I will be saying like this. Or the other way could be alt equal and it will give me the alt equal is the shortcut to get the sum. So it will give me the sum. But here what we have seen is that these are named cells and it makes the job of formulas and calculations lot more easier. We are going to see it in a bit. Okay, and the last thing which I'll tell you here is that if you go to formula and if you go to name manager, you shall be able to see the names which you have defined. So what name I have defined? I have defined a product table and I have defined a range whose name is SC. Okay, so let's go back to our product table and see what is it which is different here. So I have the standard cost. Let me just create one more column here and I say increase. And I would say that this cost has increased by, let's say, 1.3, which means 30% has got increased. The moment I am going to put a enter, the formula will automatically be filled across all the cells. So this is one benefit of table. I need not put all the formulas, drag down, all those things are not required. The formula automatically came for everything. And what I see here is that it is putting something as a standard cost. So standard cost is this cell, this range, this named range is basically standard cost. And when we put at means standard cost at a specific row. Okay, so it is at specific row, which is if you have to do it in without tables, then you have to say D2. Okay, instead of D2, I just put at standard cost and I get the details. Or if I have to do a sum, I can just say what I can say. I can say standard products table, and then in the product table, sorry, I will say product table, and I will say what let's say I'm taking it for the standard cost, so I'll select a standard cost and I'll close it. Okay, so now I need not so I'm able to see the data with the help of named ranges. So these ranges are automatically populated if in case we are working with tables. We need not select them and name it like a range like we did here. We selected this and called it a range and we gave a name SC. Here it automatically comes and the name shall be the name which is there for the header, the table header. So we saw how to create a table. Control T is for table. Now let's see what other benefits it offers. You select the table, you go to table, and you can you have a table. Okay. So what does it do? If you total, you have a total, sorry. So total will give you a summation or a count. In this case, this is the count of number of rows which are there. This is a numeral, so I can say it is just like doing this. I need not do anything. It automatically comes here. I can do this and it will give me the details of these things. So that's another benefit of using a table, that it gives the total row automatically. Then we will see the pivot. So if in case you have to create a pivot here, you have to select the cells, and then you have to say insert pivot table. Okay, this is cumbersome. So you have to say insert pivot table and you have to say okay. But in this case, what happens if it is table, you go to the table, you go to table design, and you can say summarize with pivot table, and you need not, the name comes here, which means all the content of the table is getting selected. You need not select any specific range. It comes automatically here. That's another benefit if in case you are using a named table. Okay. Now let's see one more benefit. We can have these slicers here. So if you select a slicer, basically it is quick formatting. Let's say product and color. I want to put a slicer here. So if I have to see all the black color, blue color, which is HL Touring. So it is basically filtering for me very, very quickly. Correct. So this is the slicer. This is also very useful for quick navigation and quick filtering, visual and quick filtering. This is another benefit which comes out of the box. And then last thing which we are going to see is, if in case I have to convert this again to the range, I don't like, let's say for some reason, I don't like to work on table, which may never be the case. But let's say, then what you can do is you can convert it to range by pressing here. Okay. So before I do, I press here. Let me show you something. So here, how the reference is with the standard cost. Okay. Meaning reference of this specific rows, uh, specific standard cost with the help of at standard cost. So if I convert it to range, okay, I convert it to range. Now if you see, the formula is with respect to what, the cell name. It's with respect to D3, which is this one. Okay. And the named ranges have gone, and it is formatting is looking like a table, but it is no longer a table. It is just a name range. And another thing which you can see here is that there is no table thing which is coming here. Again, you press a control T, and because there is a total row also come, which we had added earlier. So I'll just do like this, and now the table design comes and it has become a table. So I'll close this specific video, but please note that we have just touched the iceberg. There are a lot of different things, different features which are possible. For example, references, relationships, auto merge, uh, and there is a complex pivot. All those things are possible with the help of tables. So try to use tables all the time. Okay, there shall not be any way, or there shall be very, very, very minimal chances of you working on cells. Try to work on tables instead. Thank you.